Hello everyone, it's 𝒉𝒆𝒍𑒑 from Identity. My clan and I started our first attempt at the raid, and it is definitely not like Operation Dark Hours. More puzzles, more teamwork. They were right to say that it's not a DPS check. I personally welcome the challenge, but some others are already complaining about it, saying how they're quitting the Division 2 because they'll never get the exotics. Well, this video is for you to help get through the first and second boss encounters. Hopefully, this will encourage you to continue on and endure what many others cannot. If it's your first time here and you're interested in builds from DPS all the way to skill, also guides and gameplay, then please drop a like and don't hesitate to subscribe to my channel. Now let's get right into this. The first boss fight is not really that difficult. One thing I will say is that you need someone running perfect Vanguard in order to help you survive. There are a lot of ads that spawn while the boss named Gray comes out. Periodically he has guards that come out with huge shields to protect him. Along with that, Gray has bonus armor that he himself provides with a chem launcher which he shoots on the ground below his feet. The way to stop this is to shoot his backpack. You can't miss it because it's lit up blue. Once you do this, you can stop his bonus armor from regenerating and effectively take him down. But remember, ad control is one of the most important aspects of this boss fight. He wants to overwhelm you so that he can just regenerate his armor. So here's a suggestion. There's a build that I made called Universal Soldier. It's one of the raid builds that I made, and it actually works. It buffs your team skills, damage, efficiency, and duration. And it also makes your skills super strong, also while buffing your team's weapon damage. So if you have at least 2 of these setups along with Vanguard and some DPS to help deal with the ads as well, drop the turrets behind Gray and they will constantly be applying pressure and damage to him, allowing for you and your team to focus on ads and his backpack. Using this tactic will eventually take him down. Once he's dead, there's a train blocking your progression to the next part of the raid. The only way to move the train is to activate the controls that require spark plugs, which will randomly drop during the boss fight. These 2 controls are located on each side of the area. Once you activate the controls, the train will move and you can progress to the next area. Here's where you notice the room is hot because there's a fire symbol on you that stacks up to 100 depending on how long you stay in the heat. The higher the stacks, the hotter it gets. This slowly ticks your armor away. Fortunately, there's an area to cool you off. Just run in that area if you gain too many stacks. Once you clear this room of ads, there'll be more panels, 3 of them. They control the furnaces up top that generate all the heat. These have to be pressed at the same time in order to close the furnace and open the doors to progress into the next area, which is the second boss encounter. His name is Captain Fieser. Okay, this is the boss so many of you are stuck on, including me. Let me tell you how to do it. Everyone has a very important role here. This area requires some DPS but more survivability, especially in the room where the boss is. So the whole objective of this encounter is to fill up the crucible, which is a giant cup that you have to move into position in order to defeat the boss. Many things have to happen in order for this to work. So there needs to be people positioned in certain areas. Let me give you a basic synopsis of what everyone's role is so you won't be confused. 2 people in the boss room. Make sure they have high armor and burn resistance. This will help them stay alive in that room. Next, you need 1 in the control room to receive information from the 2 in the boss room and open the doors for them. Next, you need 2 people on the outside of the control room on each side to protect the lever that ads can turn off, which will effectively cause you to eventually wipe. The ads spawn every 45 seconds. Then you need the rest of the team spread out around the boss room outside of it to deal with the ads. They also have to receive information from the 1 in the control room about water pressure and codes. So here's how it all works. The first 2 need to alternate in and out of the boss room to accomplish 4 objectives. 1 of the 2 assigned to this area go in the boss room to toggle the investigation. This will activate a digital code that will eventually come across this screen. That code is your first objective. So whichever one of you is in that room at that moment has to tell the person in the control room what the code is. Once you tell the person in the control room the code, he has to decipher the code. Don't worry, it's not that difficult. For example, if the code is number 45, the one in the control room looks on the screen to see which illustration has 45 in it. Once that's figured out, the one in the control room tells the rest of the team what that illustration looks like. They have to then find that picture on the Wi-Fi's fuse boxes spread around the room. Whoever has it calls out, and whichever box corresponds with that Wi-Fi fuse box is what needs to be shot. You'll know. Just follow the yellow line that is connected. After this is shot, this will start the process of filling the crucible, and also the boss will come out along with the next digital code. Rinse and repeat, and you'll be able to fill that crucible to 100%. But let me tell you some important aspects of the 2 people's jobs in the boss room. These are essential to success of this encounter. One of the ads that periodically comes out has a rocket launcher. Make sure that the ones killing them pick up the rocket and drop it next to the door of the 2 people in the room dealing with the boss, either door A or door C. Remember, I said they have to accomplish 4 objectives, right? Well, the second one is making sure Captain Fieser does not break the glass in the control room. This will eventually cause your team to wipe. This is why you and another need to alternate in and out the boss room so that he can aggro on you, keeping his attention off the control room, and also preventing you and your wingman from roasting. But if you're both out of the boss room, for just 3 seconds, Fieser will start trying to destroy the control room. The one in the control room is who has to open doors A, B, or C. Make sure the 2 in the boss room stay in communication with the one in the control room, because when Captain Fieser comes out, he'll try and cause an explosion called the Ring of Fire that'll kill anything in the room. The first time he'll try this is at 55 seconds after spawning, then 120 seconds after that. During that time before the Ring of Fire, use the water cannons to cool Fieser down. The hotter he gets, the more range and damage he has with his flamethrower. The water cannon's pressure is controlled by the ones dealing with the ads, and optimal pressure is 80 to 85. So communication between the one in the control room and the ones killing ads is key here. When Fieser is about to do his Ring of Fire, either get out of there by having the one in the control room open the door for you, or just start shooting the weak point on his back to stop the explosion, and this takes both of you. The rockets are your third objective. As I said, these drop from the ads that spawn periodically, and there can only be 2 on the ground at one time. Make sure you always have them in the boss room next to each other. At a certain point, you'll hear an alarm go off, which activates the huge gun seen on the top of the train. This gun will destroy the control room, causing your team to wipe. This is what the rockets are for, which is why you need them readily available. You have about 15 seconds before it shoots, so if those 2 rockets are not on the floor, ready to shoot, at the train gun, it's over. This gun will try and destroy the control room more than once, so you'll need to keep collecting the rockets as well. Once you've rinsed and repeated these steps, the crucible will fill to 100%, and the one in the control room can finally press the button to have the crucible hoisted up. Okay, this is the 4th and final step. After the crucible is up, there are no more digital codes that need to be deciphered. If you look up at the crucible, in front of it is a weak point that once destroyed will cause the crucible to move into position in order to kill the boss. So at this point, what you need to worry about is Captain Fieser's Ring of Fire and the train gun shooting and causing you to wipe. If you noticed, there are pressure gauges around the room that alternate between 25 and 15. You need water pressure in order to use the 2 water cannons next to the train. Again, optimal pressure is around 80 to 85. If you go above that, it won't work. And I think you have a little bit of leeway to get down to 70, but try to get as close to 80 as you can. And the pressure is always going down, so communication between the one in the control room and the others dealing with ads is very important, so he can let them know where the pressure is at. Figure out where the pressure is at so you know what to apply. These water cannons are also for you to shoot at the crucible that is filled with the molten after it's moved into position over the train. Water and molten don't mix, and this will cause an explosive reaction which will spill the molten over the train. Because when dealing damage to Captain Fieser, after his armor bar gets to 4, he will eventually try and heal. That healing comes from the train. Take out the train, then he can no longer heal. At this point, all that needs to happen is for you to kill Captain Fieser. Don't let the train gun shoot, and don't let Fieser kill you in his Ring of Fire. So that is how you get past bosses 1 and 2. I really hope this helps you because I do not want you to give up. This tutorial is the best way I know how to complete these encounters, and if you have any questions, then feel free to ask down in the chat below. Also, if there's something you'd like to add to help with this guide, please feel free to do that as well. So me and my clan are going to start this again very soon, and hopefully we can complete it. Good luck, agents, and Godspeed. And if you want to see the live stream we did, then click this video right here to see our struggles and accomplishments. Until I see you in my next video, be right out.